So, hi, everybody. This is Spencer Rutledge in WRPB Studios in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And with me, I have Frankie Pulido, who happens to be in Boston, Mass.
Hi, Spencer.
Hey, how you doing? So, Frankie, I recently looked over your resume, and I just realized that no single piece of paper can do you justice. And so, Frankie, I know you, I know your family. So we're going to be doing a little video chat to give your future employer kind of a better perspective on what you're bringing to the table.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So, Frankie, you grew up in the concrete business working for your dad, where you came to know every single aspect of the work involved. And I know you personally as a no-nonsense guy that can run any project. You do the job right, you get it done on time and under budget.
Yeah, Spencer, you got that right. So I grew up in the business with my father. He taught me every aspect of the business from the ground up, brought me into the office, and we started project managing and estimating and such and that kind of stuff. And so he brought me to that horizon, and that's where I want to keep going.
And I guess you got exposure to all kinds of machinery involved in.
Well, yes. When I was growing up in the business, I went from a laborer to a machine operator, and so I was operating backhoes, dozers, excavators, things of that nature. So I learned that, and I could even fix them as well.
Wow. So I know you as a guy with a really strong work ethic. Have you always been that way?
Yes, I have. I try to treat every business that I'm working with as my own because I know how hard it is from watching my father growing up to start a business and get it going. So that was something else I could take from him, thank God.
Frankie, I remember when you left your dad's company to get exposure to a wider diversity of work and to manage a lot bigger jobs.
Yeah, so this was a difficult decision for me, but I'm glad I did it because I wanted to understand how big business works and managing big jobs. And I got that chance, and I believe I did quite well with it.
Could you tell us about a few of the projects to give us an idea of the diversity and the samples?
Yeah, sure. So one that pops out at me, Spencer, is in West Palm Beach when I was in Florida. We did a big condo association called the Water Club. And this was $100 million project. Nothing to slap a stick at, that's for sure. And, there was a lot of challenges on that job. I'll give you one example, because we were on the water, there was dewatering that had to be done. That's a challenge. And then the next one that pops out at me would be the Rentham Outlets here, a shopping mall in Massachusetts. And that was super challenging, probably the most challenging job to this day because of being in a live environment and having to get things done in a certain sequence before the shoppers came in. So that became a very difficult task, but we overcame it and got it done. Another projects that I am proud of is the high rise kind of in a live environment, traffic control. You got a huge pump in the middle of the street and pumping 50 feet in the air onto a floor, and it's all kinds of things involved in this, and it's very difficult. And I'm glad I was exposed to that as well. And then another one that I'm proud of is just like residential stuff, pretty stuff, super pretty stuff. Like we did an infinity edge pool on somebody's rooftop in Boston that overlooked the water, and it was fantastic. And it came out great. So it was a pool and a pool deck.
That's great. Hey, that high rise, didn't you do a lot of the work in the wintertime on that one?
Yeah, we did. Lucky enough for flat work, you're able to do this stuff in the winter. And that's why it's very important to do that kind of work so you can continue working in these kind of climates.
So, Frankie, I know you can manage these really big projects, but you also keep several projects going at once. What's up with that? How do you do that?
Well, you got to be confident, Spencer, and you got to walk into a job knowing exactly what needs to be done in a certain sequence, or else you're just going to fall flat on your face. And that's not something you want to do, obviously. So you got to understand every aspect of the job and execute and get it done.
Focus a little bit on also an ability that you bring, and that is to grow profits and revenue by bidding jobs and getting the awards. That's a little tricky, isn't it?
It is. So you have to know everything that's included to do an accurate estimate. And that's where I come strong, because of growing up in the business and doing the work. You understand the job, and you understand every aspect of the business, and you understand how long it's going to take to do a job and what it's going to take, manpower and such. And you can be super effective with that, knowing a time frame just alone.
So when you do those bids, I guess it can't be too large because you don't get the business, and it can't be too small where you don't have the cost considerations and you take on unprofitable business.
You got to be able to understand what you're doing, get them done on time.
You have the ability not only to grow business volumes, but you also help build up a positive reputation for the companies you work with.
Yeah. So I love to see a company flourish and do well, and I take pride in that. And one of the things is trying to treat it like it's your own, like I said before, and you will become successful if you treat it that way.
It says on your resume here that you're willing to relocate for the right opportunity. So Frankie, does that mean you're going to come back to Florida? We can spend a little bit more time together?
Yeah, Spencer, I love Florida, and I would love to spend more time with you. But I got to tell you, I need, at this point in my career, I need to follow the next best opportunity for me. Whether that's in North Dakota or what have you, it is where it's going to be, and I'm going to follow my dream and go for it.
You bring value to any business. You can get their jobs done, take a big chunk of the work on time, under budget, and you can help companies grow because you know how to bid business and bring in new growth for profit and revenue.
You said it right, Spencer. It's what I live for.
Hey, I enjoyed it, Frankie. I think that as an employer, this is Frankie, this is what you're bringing in, and I'm glad to be a small part of it. So I'm going to say goodbye for now.
Bye for now.